Morning, Gavin. Morning, Gavin.
Hey, good morning, good morning. How are you doing?
Morning. I'm good at you. Yay.
Lekker. Think about it. It's nearly the weekend.
Yes.
I
Nice
don't know
to see
about
you.
I don't know about you guys, but I find like nowadays the weekends are super attractive, you know.
Yeah, they are.
It's just everything is getting so busy, and I'm sure you guys find it as well. You know, like a year or a year and a half ago, you know, every time we had a request from a client or an agent or someone, there'd maybe be 5 or 6 or 10 emails backwards and forwards with a couple of questions. Now it's like 55 emails.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is getting busy.
And
Very,
you
very
get
busy.
yes, and people ask a lot of questions that you never ever had before. You know, not tough questions, but like often dumb questions, if you know what I'm saying. But nonetheless, so
Remember,
we certainly it results in us looking forward to the weekend more, and certainly it's a better reason that we are allowed to buy alcohol freely again.
yes, true. At least now you can buy seven days a week rather than the 4
You're
days a week.
100% correct. No, and we're getting to the end of the year, so shit, it's been a long year, man. Can Christmas bloody come already?
It's coming. Can you get through the voting first?
Yes, of course.
And
No,
then
of course.
everything else will follow later.
Yeah, no, 100% correct. You know, it's quite a funny thing. I was saying to someone the other day, you know, the world is, as we know, is in a gemors, né?
Yeah.
And people's mental health is completely messed up, and life is very tough for people. But you know what? One of the best forms of therapy you can have is actually to travel.
True.
Because
Absolutely.
us as human beings, you know, it's kind of like these things, our cell phones, as you know, when the battery starts going flat, we start to panic. My battery's flat. I need my charger, my phone, you know. But what about our batteries? What about our batteries? Our batteries are all flat, so we need to charge our own batteries. And I'm telling you, when you go away,
morning, Gav.
Morning, how are you, Cameron?
Good, and you?
You didn't win the lotto yet.
I see you are trying to charm everyone already.
Of course.
He's being a gentleman, Cameron. Do you mind?
Yeah, gentleman. Sometimes I'm a rough man. Also, depends what you ask for.
He never fails to be a gentleman, I know.
Not on Fridays, eh? On Fridays, I bring out the whips. I'm not gentle.
Oh, my word.
Oh,
but what's
funny.
been happening on your side before we get started? Everyone else is still joining. What's been happening on your side?
So our side as a business, if I can be hugely honest and direct, is that we have been exceptionally lucky. And, you know, we just thought maybe it was the way things were going, but we started to realize that it's maybe just us that's actually been quite lucky. So we were quite fortunate that when the whole world went into its lockdown last year, we as a product, we didn't close because Mozambique as a country never closed. You know, so Mozambican residents were still allowed to travel. So we started getting calls from local Mozambican residents or expats living and working in Maputo saying, listen, we can't go back to America, we can't go to Europe, we want to travel, are you open? And we were like, yeah, we're open. So we started trading, we started doing quite well. Then, of course, when South Africa opened the borders, we got a lot of South Africans. I mean, a lot of South Africans, all those South Africans that were usually probably going on skiing holidays in the Maldives and Seychelles and Mauritius and Disneyland in America that couldn't travel that far, that were looking to travel closer to home. So we just started doing exceptionally well. I mean, if I have to tell you the last 10 months, we have averaged 60% occupancy in our product.
Wow.
The last 4 months, we've averaged 70%. So I actually pulled a stat for you guys this morning just to share, and I'm talking only just Azura Benguerra Island. In the last 4 months, we've had 313 bookings.
Shoo.
And that has come from 101 different agents or different sources. Of those 313 bookings, 140 of those bookings have been SA residents.
Wow. Okay. So people are traveling, definitely.
No,
hey?
people are definitely traveling. And this interesting thing for me is that the people have got money. I want to know how they get this bloody money because
Lotto.
in a
You
global
just mentioned
pandemic,
it.
I mean, it's bizarre. We get some guys, they come along, you quote them, and it's like, they just dropped 120,000 Rand on holiday just like that. And then 20% of all of our SA resident bookings that have stayed with us this year have extended their stay whilst at property.
Sure. Wow. That's amazing.
So they booked maybe 7 nights or 6 nights. And then after the 3rd night, they realized, yes, you know, this is actually quite lacking. Can we extend? And then we say, yeah, you can. They just take out the credit card, they swipe, and they stay longer. It's just been very, very interesting. It's been a huge eye-opener for me.
Yeah.
You know, how some of the, but what's also been quite interesting for me, if I have to be brutally honest, you know, if we look at historically, people selling Mozambique, there have been 5 main companies that have been selling SA residents to Mozambique over the last couple of years. One of which, of course, is you guys. But then there was Mozambique Travel, Mozambique Tours, Mozambique Tourism, Mozambique GSA, and Barefoot Breaks. Now, of those that I've just mentioned, we've maybe got a collective of about 10 bookings from all of those 5 this year.
Sure.
So the question is, where am I getting the 150 bookings from? There's a whole bunch of new companies coming out of the woodwork that we've never heard of before that are exceptionally busy. There's a company called Caesar Safaris. They've sent us 20 bookings this year of SA residents.
Wow.
Secret Getaways, exceptionally busy. Holiday Collection, exceptionally busy. But these are all companies that never just focused on Mozambique. They were focusing on anywhere. So they were sending South Africans normally to honeymoon destinations, Maldives, Seychelles, Mauritius, Europe, you name it. And I think they were just working their databases quite clever, because a lot of these higher end clients never really considered Mozambique as a destination before. You know, there's a lot of South Africans that still seem to think that Mozambique is a place you drive to with your 4x4 and you stay in a lacquer cheap place on the beach, sit in a plastic chair and eat lacquer peri prawns and drink great Mozambican beer, and maybe you pitch your tent. Very few people knew that they are very good quality, high-end products that is very easily accessible from South Africa. And it was just things these people didn't know. And because it's now been brought to their attention, they're going, oh, wow, this is interesting. Then, of course, one of them travels. And then before you know it, they then pass that to their friends or family. And of course, people with money tend to hang around with other people with money. So now they tell their friends, and then so the word starts to spread. And
it goes on and on and on and on. Yeah.
And I think this is probably a reason why we are starting to see such an uptake and an increase. I mean, we've doubled our SA resident business this year compared to what we did in 2019, which is before COVID even hit the planet. Doubled our SA residents.
Amazing.
So there's a lot of people making a lot of money at the moment, because, as you know, Mozambique is not cheap.
No, definitely.
So if you're getting these bookings for people staying 10, 12 nights, your commission you can earn on that is quite substantial.
Yeah, and hopefully after your presentation today, we can get you even more bookings. How's that?
Yes, absolutely. Well, that's what we had to do. I mean, we had to help. I mean, I'm a firm believer that, you know, what was a normal a year and a half ago is never going to be the normal again. We have to be very creative. We have to think out the box. You know, there's that thing that we normally send you every year that people call a rate sheet or a contracted rate sheet. In my opinion, that thing should be called a guideline sheet now, because everything is becoming a negotiation. Everything is becoming a discussion. One client may be happy with the offer you've given him. Another client may need some juicy something thrown in, or etc. You know
Correct.
what I'm saying? Another client may want an upgrade of a villa category. We don't know. We need to talk to our clients. We need to understand what they want. But more importantly, I think the speed of response is what is hugely important. So we have found, and specifically with our international business, I've been giving my personal mobile and WhatsApp number to all my international agents. And saying to them, when your client asks you a little question, don't email your DMC, then he's going to email me, and then by 3 days later, you get back to your client with the answer. You know what I'm saying? Send me a WhatsApp. I don't care. If I'm awake at midnight and I see your message, I will respond to the message. And just to help clients I believe is going to help them feel a lot more confident. Because remember, people are shopping around a lot now.
Absolutely.
Not only shopping around with a range of destinations, they're also shopping around with a range of agents. Because people are nervous. Yes, who's going to scam me? Who's got my money? Who doesn't?
True.
So they will shop with the agent. They will shop with the hotel directly. They will contact 3 bloody agents also, but that agent will convince him maybe Namibia is an option when he asks for Botswana. Another one will tell him, yeah, but so there's a lot of stuff going on, which is why it's key that we go back with the best amount of knowledge and present each product in the best way that we can. And that's what I'm here to assist you guys and your team and your agents, is any help that they need. They must feel free to email me directly. There's no such thing as a dumb question or a doof question.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Because
and
if the answer to the doof question means you get a 200,000 Rand booking, then it wasn't doof.
Yeah. And while I have you, sorry, Gavin, I'm gonna make you host. So that there we go. I've made you host so that you can share your screen with us, your presentation.
Yeah.
And while you're doing that, I'm going to welcome everybody to our Zoom training, and please welcome Gavin Lowe from Azura Retreats, Mozambique. He's the sales manager. He's going to be doing the training for us. So do you want to take it away and please do the beautiful presentation?
100% correct. Fantastic. Well, first of all, welcome everyone. Welcome to the best place on earth. And you think I'm going to tell you that is Azura, but no, the best place on earth is where you are right now. Because where you are right now, you have the ability to change people's lives. Why? Because sending people on the best vacation ever is way better than going to any therapist. And most people in the world at the moment need some kind of therapy to fix our minds of this global pandemic, right? So let's just go back a little bit. We look at how tough the world has been going at the moment. People have been stuck in their homes, have been earning bad salaries, they've been battling to pay their bills. It's kind of like, and we spoke about it earlier, like your cell phone is going flat. People need to recharge their own batteries. And the best way for anyone to recharge their own battery is to get away from their normal environment and go away to places where they can completely relax, unwind, and recharge their batteries. Now, when we look scientifically at the universe and the earth, we have our 3 elements, of which is the sun, the sand, and the water. When you combine those 3 elements together, it actually offers natural healing powers. So when you are feeling hugely stressful, I guarantee you, if you go to a place where there's sun, sand, and water, you will actually feel a lot more relaxed and chilled, which is why people that live in Cape Town or Durban or by the ocean are often a lot more chilled and relaxed than us guys that live in cities, purely because they have this natural healing powers around them. So, of course, places like Azura, Mozambique, and a range of beach destinations, they actually offer you the greatest opportunity to unwind and relax. But also, it offers you the opportunity, whilst relaxing, to communicate with your partners and your family. And often communication is something that heals relationships. Of course, when you go to these great beach destinations, you tend to wear less clothing because you're wearing your bathing suits. And when you're wearing less clothing in a warm environment, in a nice destination with good communication, there's more chance of you having romance with your partner also. And therefore, everything in life gets fixed because you end up being in a very happy relationship. So those of you that know Azura as a product, what you will know is that Azura Retreats generally had 3 properties: Azura Benguerra, which is our main property, Azura Kilauea, and we were rebuilding the Azura Marlin Beach. So just to update you on those, Azura Marlin Beach, we have not completed yet. We started that renovation last year. However, when the lockdown happened, we stopped that building work, and we will only restart that again sometime next year with the aim to open towards the end of next year. So for now, Azura Marlin Beach does not exist. It's only half built, and we need to continue that. Azura Kilauea up north, you remember there were those political insurgencies up north on the Tanzania border, so we elected to keep our product closed and focus only on Azura Benguerra, which is the easiest one to access. It's the most luxurious one, and it's our best property. So Azura Benguerra Island has been completely trading since May last year. We were hugely lucky to be able to have a lot of Mozambican residents travel. Then, of course, a lot of South Africans, and now the international market has been coming back quite strongly. The beauty about that has meant that we were able to continue our responsibility with our local community. Because Azura, as you know, was built in conjunction with the local community, and the community are part owners of our property. So the more guests we have that come to Azura, the more money the local community makes, and they rely heavily on that income to survive. As well as most of the local community go out and fish, they sell their fish and their seafood to us products, and we feed our guests. So the more hungry you come to Azura, the more seafood you eat, the more trade we actually make with the people on the island. So we all kind of help each other. So if we go back to us as a product, and we start to talk about what probably makes us unique and why would people want to come and stay at a place like this. First of all, I think the way the world is going at the moment, when people are traveling, people are now traveling to places where they feel they can have a lot of space, freedom, luxury, privacy, but more importantly, where there's a very low density of people. We all know we walk around with our masks all day long and we're scared to be in crowds of people. So why would we want to go on vacation somewhere where there's going to be a lot of people? We want to go to places where we can lose our masks and we can feel completely safe in an environment where it's literally just us recharging our batteries, like we spoke about at the moment. Now, Azura Benguerra Island, because we are on a small island with very few villas, that allows us to offer exactly that to our clients. People often say to me, they say, Gavin, what would you say are probably the most unique selling points that make your product maybe something better than any other product out there? For me, it's a simple one. I always say, what makes us unique is the fact that every one of our villas and every part of our product is directly on the beach and on the water's edge. You guys will know you sell a lot of Mauritius, you sell a lot of Zanzibar, you also sell Seychelles, Maldives. In those destinations, it's only the most expensive villa categories that have the best location on the beach. The cheaper entry-level rooms tend to have the cut location or further away or a longer walk. Even when you look at destinations like the Maldives, those beautiful decked, rooms, you sit in these tiny little rooms on a long deck, but when you want to go to the beach, it's now a long walk. Now you get to that beach and you realize, yeah, I left my sunglasses in my room. Yes, now you must take a long walk back to the room to get the sunglasses. Then you come back with the sunglasses and you realize, shit, I left my suntan lotion on the counter. Now you must walk all the way back. At Azura, you don't have that because every one of our 20 villas is got exactly the same fantastic location right on the beach itself. Okay, every one of our villas has its own private pool, also its own private outdoor deck with day beds and your beachfront salas. I find that hugely advantageous. Why? Because there's a lot of products in South Africa where inside your villa or inside your room or inside your safari lodge, you have fantastic seating and comfortable sofas to sit on. The minute you get out onto your deck, then it's a very uncomfortable, just a hard chair and a table with maybe a cushion, or these wooden sun lounges that you must lie back. And that's all you have. So we made a point at Azura to have outdoor lounges, which means sofas outdoors, outside the room, as well as inside. We also have those wooden sun tanning lounges, beds, if that's what you want. Plus we have our outdoor sala day beds, and we have the table and the chair with a cushion on outside your villa where maybe you want to sit and work on a laptop, maybe you want to play a couple of card games, you want to read a book, or you may want to have a meal. Because remember, people no longer want to go sit in a dining area where there's a bunch of people around them all having dinner like a restaurant. You want to be in a space that's completely on your own. And that's what we offer very, very strongly at Azura. And then lastly, what I say is a great unique selling point of us, which some of you may or may not know, is our Azura Peri Peri Beach Club. So we have created a beach club, which is a half a kilometer up the beach from us. It's like a Nicky's Beach of, kind of vibey setup, and I'll tell you a bit more about that later, but it just gives guests a bit of a secret or nice hideaway spot to go to if you want something different and maybe you want to socialize a little bit. So like I said earlier, of course, what's hugely unique for us is that everything at Azura is directly on the beach itself. We do all of our dining now on the beach. So everything is done with social distancing, with your feet in the sand, enjoying the fantastic views. When we talk about fantastic views, remember, these islands in Mozambique are one of the only places in the world where you can actually watch the sun setting over the mother African continent. You can be in Africa seeing a sunset, but there's not many places where you can be on a piece of land that's an island that you can still, just in the distance, see the African continent and see the amazing sun going down over Mother Africa. And that's what makes for the most spectacular sunsets that you've ever seen. Just a quick update on our product. All of our staff at Azura Benguerra Island have now been vaccinated. So through our local Rainbow Fund, which is our natural charity that we raise money to help the community, we raised enough money to bring our own vaccines in and had all of our staff vaccinated. We gave them all the choice. We gave them the pros and the cons through the leaders on the island, in the community, and we said, do you want to have a vaccine or don't you? And 100% of our staff all said they want to be vaccinated, purely because they realized that makes it safer for the clients and people staying within the property. And of course, most of our staff rely heavily on tips from guests that stay with us. So the busier we are, the more money they make. So they were like, whatever's going to make us more money, that's what we want to do. So we're proud to say that they're all vaccinated. Our next plan is to get all of their families vaccinated. And then the bigger picture is to get everybody on the island vaccinated as well, which will be quite a massive achievement. Also, just to let you know, in the course of the last 8 months, we contacted Tesla, and we now have purchased and installed a massive big solar panel field on Azura Benguerra, and we are one of the first ever beach hotels, African beach products, that is now 100% solar panel run. So we're completely carbon neutral, which means we're very eco-friendly. We no longer use gas, we no longer use the diesel generators. So just by coming and staying at Azura, you're actually doing a great thing for the environment naturally. So all of these are little plus points that I think make quite a big difference. For those of you that don't know where we are located, we are hugely fortunate that the airline Airlink are the guys that service us. You can fly Johannesburg to Vilanculos on a daily basis with Airlink. As you know, they have fast become the most reliable airline flying in our skies. So we are proud that they are the ones that are actually servicing us. We are, Joburg to Vilanculos is now Airlink's third most popular route that they fly, which is fantastic. You can also fly now with LAM again from Maputo to Vilanculos. So you can also fly LAM from Johannesburg to Maputo, from Maputo up to Vilanculos as well. It just depends what the clients are wanting. Once you arrive in Vilanculos as a destination, to get onto Benguerra Island itself, you have a choice of either using our boat transfer, or you can upgrade to a helicopter transfer, depending what your clients are looking for. Now, when we look at Azura as a product, the key things for us as a brand are our 8 pillars that we focus all of our attention on. And those are these here. When we say things like Azura Wells, it is a simple thing of saying everything we do, even the simplest of things, must be done in an extra special way. So like when someone says, oh, listen, can you bring me a bottle of wine, or can you bring me a cocktail, or can you do a picnic setup for me? We must do it in a really cool, extra special way that wows the client. So we work on that with every little thing that we do. Of course, service is impeccable. Remember, every client that stays with us, every villa gets their own private butler host, and that guy is there to look after you during the entire length of your stay. He will serve you at every single mealtime. He will bring every single cocktail to you. So you get your guy that looks after you, because it's important. He must get to learn what you like and what you don't like. So before you know you want that beautiful pina colada cocktail, it's going to be there waiting for you, because he knows at that time of the day, that's kind of what you want. Okay, we spoke about the dining earlier, about how important dining is. At Azura, we call it every day is different dining. So every day, every mealtime, we create a different, unique dining experience and a dining location. And we do all of that on the beach. I know a lot of other products, if you want these private dining experiences, they will often charge you extra to get that. Oh, it's my birthday, can we do a fancy special dinner set up on the beach? They'll say yes, and then they charge you a few $100s to do that. With us, that's included in our rates. Okay, the community, we look after our community immensely. Remember, we built a school on the island. We now, that school looks after 300 kids every single year in that school. But we've now also built a clinic and a hospital on the island. So all the ladies that give birth to children on our island can now do that in a safe environment and not kind of in their little hut on the island. So a percentage of everyone's stay goes towards our Rainbow Fund, and that then manages and looks after the community on the island, and we uplift and we teach the community. Of course, this remote island is hugely pristine, and it is remote. We make sure that we bring that out in everything we do, and we get people to understand how important that is. We not only great for honeymooners and couples, but we do specialize in family travel also. So we do a lot of great things for families. So if you have family travel, let us know and plan some great things for the kids for whatever ages that they may be. And then, of course, there's fantastic experiences to have and to do in that particular area. My particular thing I like to say is the best activity of all is that thing most of us have forgotten what to do. And that's the essence of doing nothing. Just relax. Imagine a whole day of just doing nothing and relax on a beautiful beach, in the beautiful sun, drinking fantastic cocktails, eating phenomenal food, and having conversation with your partner. Wouldn't that be magical? So when we come and we look at our villas, and I spoke to you earlier and I told you that all of our villas are directly on the beach. So you know we've got a range of different villa categories. So our entry-level villas are called beach villas. Then we have luxury beach villas, infinity beach villas, royal beach villas, and our presidential villa, and our specific family villa, Villa Amazon. So these three, just to show you, is our presidential villa and our two royal beach villas, so you can actually see how close they are and how close they actually are to the beach and the water. What we have got on all of our villa categories, we've got a floor plan of all of our villas. So if you are busy talking to your client and he's not quite sure what villa or what size that he needs, you just need to let us know and we can deliver you with an actual floor plan of that particular villa category and great images per villa so that they can see exactly what that type of villa is going to look like and feel comfortable with that. Some clients don't mind, but of course in today's world there are people that may want to see exactly what that room is going to look like. How big is it? Where's the bathroom? As an example, this is our Villa Amazon, where you can see Villa Amazon has got your main bedroom there with their ensuite bathroom at the top. Then you've got in the back of that villa, you've got a whole children's room with their own lounge area, their own outdoor seating area, and they have their own bathroom as well. Plus, there is a lounge area. Now, that lounge area can also be converted into 2 extra beds. So if you have a family that's, let's say, got 6 people, that's not a problem. We put extra beds and we change that lounge into a room. And that Villa Amazon also comes with its own day beds, outdoor sofas, lounges, dining table, bar area, own private swimming pool. So everything that you get when you come to Azura really captures everything that a guest needs in one shot. Our infinity pool villas, these are our infinity pool villas. These are almost our standard villas. They're big, they're spacious. If we have families, we can put an extra bed or sleeper couches depending on the age of the children in these villas. And again, they are all located directly on the beach itself. So if there's anything you guys ever want, remember, just email Gavin or email my team and ask us for anything that you need. Okay. I know I spoke about the wining and the dining earlier and the eating. Just a couple of images just to show you some of the setups and things that we do. We even have our own dowels, and we put these lanterns and candles on our own dowels on the that are beached on the sand, and you sit there at a table with this incredible visual next to you to make your friends very jealous because you can have the best Instagram photos. Okay, so it is important. And remember, guests can ask for whatever they want. If you want to have breakfast on your deck outside your room and you want to have breakfast in the morning at 7:30 because that's the time you like to wake up and eat, you ask us and we do that. You wake up, you open your curtains, you come out in your pajamas, and everything will be waiting on your deck for you. You don't have to come anywhere else and dine. We are all about giving guests the luxury of choice. You get to choose what you want to make your day special. Or you could say, Azura, we leave it in your hands. You surprise us tomorrow, which is what we always like to do, because everything we do is about surprising clients and we want them to go, wow. Okay. From activities, Of course, we know there's a full range of activities one can do. Everything from horse riding to diving to snorkeling to fishing. We have a spa. We have our own traditional Mozambique dhows. Remember, a dhow sail is an incredible experience to sit on these traditionally handmade wooden boats with these big flapping canvas sails, and to sail around and hear the peacefulness of these boats sailing through the waters whilst you're sipping a nice gin and tonic or a nice soft drink whilst the sun is setting is an incredible thing to experience. And that's included in our rate. So no one pays for a dhow sail. We give that to you as part of your experience. Same as the island drive, to drive around the island and explore the local community. And we teach you different plants, what they use it for. We go to the freshwater lakes, there's crocodiles in the lakes, we go up the towering dunes, fantastic views from those sand dunes. So there's a lot one can do. You can be as busy or as quiet as you want. People do often say to me, Gavin, what's the one activity we must do if we go there? Our signature activity is known as a signature island hop. An island hop means that we start off and we go to the southern tip of Bazaruto Island, where we climb up that towering dune on Bazaruto Island. Once we've done that, we then go onto the famous Pansy Island, which is full of pansy shells. It's just a raised sandbank in the middle of the ocean, totally surrounded by water. Once we're done at Pansy Island, we then go to the 2 Mile Reef, which is one of the world's top snorkeling spots, where at low tide, the water is maybe only 1.5 meters deep. And you see the most incredible underwater sea life. What most people do as divers all over the world, you can do as someone just floating above that water. If you're a little bit scared of water and swimming, we give you a life jacket. You can have a guide go with you, hold your hand, and you just float above the most incredible coral and the sea life and turtles and things that start to come alive that you can see and hear is absolutely spectacular. And we then end off on my personal favorite spot in the whole Bazaruto archipelago, and that's the 3-kilometer long sand spit, a long section of sand that sits here, and we do a whole picnic setup for you. That's a private picnic setup with a nice shaded area, and you get your cooler box with your drinks and your bean bags and your towel, and you just sit there and relax and enjoy the rest of your afternoon and have a swim in this completely translucent turquoise water that's around you. Once we come back to the property, you remember I told you about our Peri Peri Beach Club. Our Peri Peri Beach Club we're hugely excited about, because this is a fantastic thing to do that's different. Condé Nast magazine go all over the world. They look at the range of beach clubs, and we were so lucky that in 2020 we were voted one of the world's top new beach clubs and most exciting beach clubs. So this is just an area that we've created just off the ocean, up a slight little incline dune. We put our own plunge pool there with a range of lots of different places to chill and relax. So it's got a big centralized bar area with these hanging swings where you sit at this bar and have your cocktail or chill in the water. But then we have these big areas of either bean bags, or there's like some lounge suites with you just book your own little sala and you get there and you relax, or you sit under some shaded area. We even have 2 tree house. So you go up about 10 steps, and it's a raised big square platform with cotton sheeting around you, with this big massive day bed with this most incredible views. You just sit there, you relax while we feed you and we bring you cocktail drinks. You can have an afternoon nap, you can become romantic with your partner. You just sit there and relax, and we play fantastic music. So we will play some house music, some funky tunes, some cool vibes. It just gives you a whole cool social environment to hang around in. And of course, we have a full kitchen in this area. So you can, when you come to Peri Peri Beach Club, it includes your lunch. You'll have your lunch there that day. The food we serve at Peri Peri is your more traditional Mozambican Portuguese style cuisine. So in the middle of the tables, we have these barbecues where we will brine and grill fresh prawns or peri peri chicken, with lots of nice, tasty lemon and the different types of seafoods that we get. We even created a proper pizza oven where guests can make their own pizzas. It's a very interesting thing. People around the world love pizza. Now you go away to these fancy hotels and you eat all this lack of fancy food. And sometimes people go, oh, if only I could just have a pizza. Yes, you can. Come and make it. You can make a seafood pizza. You can make a peri peri chicken pizza. You can make your you name it, whatever you want, you make it over there. And it's just something a little bit different and an escape from the main environment of Azura. As I said, it's only 400 meters up the beach, so you can walk there if you want. Or if you don't feel like walking and you're on holiday and you're lazy, we put you in our vehicles and we drive you in our 4x4 and we take you to the amazing Peri Peri Beach Club. Again, fantastic Instagram images that you can take at Peri Peri. So that's pretty much everything I have to say to you guys today. Just to close off, make sure that anyone that has Instagram, follow us on Instagram so you can see the amazing images that not only we post, but that guests that are staying with us post on Instagram. Because often I find these are the pictures that people nowadays, clients want to see over the marketing pictures of a hotel. You know, let me see what the guests took when they stayed there. So it works exceptionally well. So our Instagram handle is just Azura Retreats. And in that, you'll see where we have our posts. We have IGTV videos, which are little video clips we've taken of a range of things. And then there's a section where it's tagged, which are people that have come there and tagged us. And you can see the stuff that they have posted about our product on their Instagram accounts as well. And it's a massive marketing tool that can assist you to close a lot of the bookings that you work with. In terms of PCR tests, so everyone entering Mozambique needs to have a PCR test. So you would do that in South Africa to board your plane before you travel to us. And when you leave Mozambique, you need to have another PCR test that you would need to leave Mozambique. So we arrange for a medical professional to come to Azura into your villa, and they do that PCR test in the comfort of your own villa. And then that result is sent to us, which we then print and we send it to you on your WhatsApp or SMS it to you. That when you depart Mozambique again, you have that ready. So it's a seamless, very simple, very convenient way to have everything done so that it doesn't complicate anything for clients. So that's
just a question.
Yes.
Do you charge for that medical professional to come to the island, or is it complimentary? You just charge for PCR test?
No, so it's included in the cost of the PCR test. So the cost of the PCR test in Mozambique at the moment, I mean, they charge us in Mozambique meticals, and it works out on obviously on the rate of exchange. Currently, that's $130 US dollars per person for that PCR test, and that includes the cost of having the person come to the island to do it. You can do your PCR test in Vilanculos for about I think $20 cheaper, but you then have to go stand in a queue at a clinic in the mainland and waste an entire day. We send the person, they come around normally at about 10:30 in the morning, which is just soon after breakfast. It takes less than 5 minutes for them to do that test in your room, and you're done. And the rest of the day you can do, it's free to do activities. Whereas anyone doing it on the mainland, it can literally waste an entire day, which clients don't want. So we've just made sure that we've worked out the best way to do it with the least amount of inconvenience for clients. And perhaps that's also why we started to get a lot more businesses, because it's just becoming a really good, easy, convenient destination to travel to that is exceptionally amazing also.
Awesome. I have a question, Gavin. Sorry.
Yes.
Do you offer any kids activities as well? Because we know December is around the corner. Is there stuff for kids to do so that they don't get bored?
Yes, absolutely. So children travel is a very interesting thing, and I'll tell you why. I'm sure there are some parents listening, and maybe some that don't have parents. You cannot put children travel in one box, and I'll tell you why. They are the type of parents that are often very, very busy. They're high in corporate. They're working exceptionally hard. They normally have tutors for their kids. They have people looking, they have nannies looking after their kids. So when they travel, they want to spend as much time as they can with their children. So when you create activities for those type of children, they don't want to shut the kid off in a kids club and they must be kept busy and I see them in the evening. Those are the people that actually want to do activities with their children. So that's one type of kids activity you need to keep in mind. The other one are often the stay-at-home moms that are busy all day long with their kids, that actually need the holiday the most. So when they go away, they want to know that they can be left on their own with some time to relax, maybe some quality time with their husband or someone else's husband. And they can then go and relax while someone else is keeping their children busy whilst they relax. Do you understand what I'm saying? I know we're making a joke, but I'm trying to, do you understand? So, of course, Azura understands that because the owners of Azura have their own children and they grew up in this product. So they understand very, very well how important it is to keep children busy. So to answer your question, yes, we have plenty activities for kids to keep them occupied. And it's tough to know what the kids may or may not want to do until they get to property. Then we sit there, we find things to keep them busy. We don't want to have a room where we shut a kid in a room and we let him play a PlayStation game. No, we don't do that. We would rather keep the kid busy on a range of things that's going to educate them, that's going to excite them, that's going to make them be proud of doing something. They built a great sandcastle, taught them how to catch a little fish on a little piece of gut on the island, and we'll go and we catch some crabs and we look at some shells and we can make some things with the shells that they caught. You know, we can teach them how to bake and how to cook and do a couple of things in the area. There's so much one can do that completely blows their mind that they will nag their parents to come back again and again and again. And that's what we're about at Azura.
Awesome. That was amazing. Is there anyone else who wants to ask Gavin a question about the beautiful property? Anyone? Is there anything else perhaps?
I think everyone is excited to get back to their computers to go and sell Azura.
I think so too. Absolutely, yeah.
No,
Is there anything else perhaps you'd like to add before we close, Gavin?
Yeah, I think the next meeting should be at Azura.
Yeah, absolutely. I think so. I mean, I want to say, I mean, Cameron, you already have my details. I think it would be key for you to share my information, my email, my WhatsApp number to all of your, your agents, etc. Because that question will only come along when their client asks them a question. Oh, how far is this from that? Oh, do you have this? Oh, what? And then they go, well, I don't know. And now who do we ask? Give them my WhatsApp details, guys. Have no problem to send me WhatsApp and ask me questions. I'm there to help you make money, and I'm there to help your clients have their best vacation ever.
Absolutely. Thank you again. Beautiful property. And thank you so much again for your time, Gavin. Hope to visit one day.
Yeah, absolutely. No, absolutely. You know, the one thing we all know is that we all need a holiday. They say change is as good as a holiday.
As a holiday, true.
And we all need a holiday because we've had so much change in our lives.
Yeah, but once again, thank you so much. And thank you to everybody for joining into our training for today. See you again next Tuesday. Have a beautiful day and the weekend as well. Take care. Thanks, Gavin.
Absolutely.
Thank you for your time. Bye, everybody.
So take care. Bye-bye.
Do you still have the Selu property?
Ask again, do I have?
Okay.
You still have the Selu Game Reserve property?
No, Selu was closed down 2 or 3 years ago because the government that side built a highway through the reserve.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, no, so we don't have Selu anymore. Not
Thank
yet.
you.
But we have plans for more properties coming, but we were just waiting for the right time. For now, we just sell the best beach destination in the world. That's the easy one to sell.
Excellent. Thank you.
Great. Okay. Thanks a lot, eh? Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.